Welcome to Echevarria Travel, where we deliver all destinations from pole to pole. Whether it's tickets to a local event, a group bus trip, air travel for families, or cruises, we are here to lighten the load and take the stress out of planning your trip. We offer excellent travel packages for everyone, and we specialize in providing travel assistance to the special needs and disabilities community. Echevarria Travel provides education and information on traveling with medical conditions and accessibility options in airports, on cruises, and in foreign countries. Before you give up on taking that dream trip because you have special needs that seem to make it too difficult, please contact us for a consultation first. Echevarria Travel's award-winning founder, Cheryl Echevarria, loves to travel and has personally overcome the challenges of traveling with blindness and special medical needs. Call us today at 631-456-5394 for a free consultation about your trip and explore the world with Echevarria Travel.
Do this. And good morning, everybody. This is Cheryl Echevarria. And this is Friday, August 14th, 2020, and it's Talk Travel with Cheryl. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first time listening, whether on podcast or YouTube, we welcome you to find out and educate you about all types of travel. Just to educate you a little bit, we are a full-service travel agency, which means we do everything from soup to nuts. We don't do if you're looking for just airfare travel, we don't do it. If you're just looking for hotels, we don't do it. If you're looking for car rentals, we don't do it. We do full vacation packages. We do group tours, small group tours, no more than 20 to 25 people. We do customize your own travel. And our preferred clients are baby boomers, military, special needs, but we do service younger couples, split generational families, multi-generational family travel, but mostly we focus on group travel and customizing individual and family travel, whether it's romance or that bucket list you want to go on, or whatever it is, we will help you with it. So we've been in business since 2008. Prior to that, I did have my fingers in the travel industry, being a administrative secretary and working in various medical and insurance and other areas where I would make travel arrangements for my sales staff. So I'm not, just because I've been in business since 2008 does not mean I have only 14 years in the travel industry, which is a lot in this day and age. I got at least 20 to 25 years in it. And plus, we love traveling. So believe me, not traveling, we're in the same boat as everybody else. And we emphasize and understand, but things are getting better and we can travel as long as we follow the COVID normal restrictions of where things are these days. So that being said, topic of conversation I'm going to be focusing on, and one of the reasons I went into the travel industry is because of the 1 in 5 people have invisible disabilities. I mean, there are people that do have wear their disability on the outside, and we know that what those are, but many people like myself who are I was 12 years old when I developed type 1 diabetes. I have high blood pressure. I'm legally blind since the age of 35 from complications from diabetes. I am a kidney transplant survivor. I have had a kidney transplant for 15 years, but now I'm back on dialysis. No biggie, I'm a warrior, and as long as we plan enough out, there are myths out there about people think just because I have an illness or if I have a disability, I cannot travel. And that's absolutely positively wrong. And we're going to be going over a series of information on traveling with special needs or disability. Today, I'm going to be talking about your planning of your trip and how far out or what you should think about when planning to travel somebody with a disability. Now, like you said, 1 in 5 people have something. It could be high blood pressure, it could be diabetes, it could be an allergy, it could be food related, it could be a religious dietary issue, it could be a back issue. It invisible means invisible. People don't know you have it. And it really doesn't come up until you're starting to plan for, you want to go on vacation just like everybody else. You don't want to live in a box or a bubble. Like, unfortunately, we're all living in a bubble right now. And but as you know, if you've been following me, you know the 20 destinations you could visit, and more places are opening. And we're always, you hear on the news, oh, we want the kids to go back to school, we want sports to go on. So if we're going to have all this and that, as long as we protect ourselves, again, like travel, we can do it. Now, whether you're traveling outside the country or inside the country, domestically or internationally, there's a couple of things that we should be talking about. And I mentioned that this is going to be a series of discussions. So we want to hear from you, we want to hear your comments. So we hope that if you're listening to the podcast or watching me here on YouTube, that you actually comment. And we want to hear the comments from you so I can, in the future, post them or talk to you on the next uh, podcast that I do. So if you have a comment today or tomorrow after watching this, put it down. And remember, nothing is a stupid question. It could be reflecting on you. It could be a family member. It could be somebody that's elderly. Okay, so planning. Start at the beginning. We should think, first of all, where do we want to go? Okay. And I'm going to make sure that we all understand this. Whether you're travel, because I see a lot of people say, well, we're going to get in the RV or the camper and we're going to go to Niagara Falls, or we're going to the national parks, or we're going to X, Y, and Z, no matter where it is. First of all, you've got to plan that out. With the COVID-19, I'm going to start with COVID-19 and go from there. With COVID-19 going on, the campgrounds, the parks, they are full. And there's limited places you could park. The parks are just like if you're at a bar or at someplace, there's limited amount of people per day that they will be allowing in the campgrounds, at the parks, at the hotels, museums, whatever it is, it's limited capacity. So if you're planning on going, just don't hop in the car and go. You need to plan, and we're here to help you plan it. I mean, you don't have to use me to book something, but we could get you some e-brochures or numbers to places, or just to verify for you, are there reservations available to you? So just don't hop in the car and go. The other thing is you should be preparing yourself if you have, like myself, I'm diabetic, I'm legally blind, I'm on kidney dialysis, which I do at home. I'm on PD. I do it every single night. I have supplies at home. Some people do home hemo. It's different than doing if you're in center. In center is totally different as well, because you've got to make sure you have a dialysis. Well, even when you're traveling with home dialysis, you have to make sure you elect your nurses, your doctors. You may need to let your supplier know to deliver, depending on how far out you're traveling, how much supplies you're going to need. You need to really plan that out. And you also have to think, how am I feeling? Make sure your test's coming back, stable that you're able to go. The worst thing that can happen is you're planning on going somewhere and you get sick. You could always tell on your monthly blood work and intake, oh my, these are off, and maybe you gotta listen to your body and everything. The other thing is, if you're like with me, especially being diabetic and kidney patient, uh, you don't want to be in extreme heat. You don't want to be in extreme cold. I'd rather be a little cold and put something on and then take, my jacket or sweater off and enjoy that. So I'm also going through menopause, so that's another hot and cold issue. So listen to your body, listen to yourself. Also, another thing to think about is your activity level. How much energy do you have? Are you zip liner? Hey, go for it. Are you scuba diver? Hey, go for it. Are you a hiker, a jogger? There's many people out there that have disabilities and special needs. I know a lot of blind people that ski and hike and bowl and zip line and scuba dive, and I know some paraplegics that same thing. So it all depends on your knowledge or if you've never been skiing and you're blind, you want to go to a ski resort that has those options for you. And there's a couple of places out there, they may be geared to you. If you're going with a group, make sure you let the group leader or the travel agent know that you have issues. Do you need a kneeling bus? Do you need a walker? Do you need a wheelchair? Do you need oxygen? Just because you need oxygen does not mean you can't travel. Make sure you have enough medications. So planning out, and when I plan our groups every year, they're at least 6 months to a year out. And for those of you that do have special needs or disabilities, should be booking as early as possible so we have accessible or ADA accessible rooms for you. That we could get the bus that has wheelchair lifts, the buses that do kneel. Maybe we're not doing a large motor coach. Maybe we need a smaller one. Maybe we need a special tour operator because we're going to Zion National Park, there might be an area where your wheelchair can't go through or something. We have to plan ahead for what your needs are. Somebody who's blind, I'm going to state this right now, and I've stated this many, many times. I'm legally blind. One day I'll be totally blind. I do know my cane. I know how to use a guide dog. I know how to go sighted guide. I know how to travel by myself. Not everybody knows all that because not everybody was educated enough to do so or didn't have the fear of not knowing this. So if you're going to ask me, do I hire people out to travel with you? And the answer is no. Also, Nelson and I are not your guides. We are the travel agents or the lead travelers in the group. So no, if you need somebody to travel with, ask a friend, ask a family member. If they can't afford to go, maybe pay for them to go. It's cheaper to go for 2 people than a solo traveler. So think about that when planning out. You have a year. Well, not a year, actually. You have time to put down your deposits. And again, earlier is better. We do payment plans, which means that, let's say the trip is $250 per person. That is your deposit. You can make payment plans up until the final payment is due, whether that's 120, 90, 45 days. But we need you to make your reservations as soon as possible. If we don't have people booking, we will cancel the groups. There's no reason why to keep promoting something when something is not being actively booked, and we do that. So Nelson and I want to travel with you. We want to travel ourselves, and we love friends and meeting new people, so remember that. Also remember, we just don't do Central Florida and New York area clients. We service all U.S. territories, U.S. people living here and abroad. We do not do international payments because that's different credit card payments, different options. And unfortunately, no, we may have options for foreign language tour guides or headsets for those that do not speak English on the tour. That's also things we need to know as well when planning out these trips. So if you want to go with us and you don't speak English or understand English, we need to do that as well to make sure you're spending all this money and you can understand what is going on. My husband is bilingual. He does speak Spanish, but we are not a Spanish speaking company. So there's a difference. Our documents are not in Spanish. Our tours are not in Spanish. They're in English. So if you need the headsets, we know companies out there, whether going through our groups or us putting you into a group, we need to let the tour operator know that, hey, we have somebody that doesn't understand English. They want it in Portuguese or Chinese or Italian or Spanish. Though they do have pre-recorded or recorded headsets that you can transfer your into listening to. So that is some of the planning ideas that we have for you for this week. Next Friday, I will have a guest on that works in the special needs industry. His name is Mr. Andrew Garnett. He owns Special Needs Group, Special Needs at Sea, where his company actually rents out wheelchairs, scooters, special beds, oxygen tanks. They do the guide dog relief boxes. They do Braille for some of the cruise lines. We will have information about him and how I work with him and work with you. So listen to that next Friday. Will be posted. So keep listening. Like I said, you have comments and concerns, put them here or send them to reservations@echeveriatravel.com. We want to know you're listening, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.